It's like someone took my childhood and combined it with the apocalypse. Hello folks, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guide to all things geeky, and I'm here with another review, this time for Jurassic World, although I don't know why, because I saw those box office returns. I think you all already saw it. This movie is a direct sequel to the first Jurassic Park, pretty much ignoring those middle two. There are tons of references to the first Jurassic Park, which are pretty cool. I really enjoyed those whenever they sunk them in there. But those middle two, yeah, they just swept them to the side, and probably for the best, because after a T-Rex runs wild in San Diego, yeah, no way is this park ever opening. So the story is that it's years later, and now the park is reopened. They went back, they tried it again, and this time they got it right. All the dinosaurs are locked up in the cages, they're all working just fine, they've got them all trained, they're doing tricks, and it's a huge success. But it's not as big of a success as it was when it first opened. Attendance is slowly starting to die down, and that's because people are getting bored with dinosaurs. So they have to try something crazy, they have to try something bigger than ever, they have to create a brand new dinosaur that's deadlier and more extreme than before. And when I heard about this in the trailers, I was like, who on earth is going to get tired of a dinosaur? When would that ever become boring? But as you watch this movie, it slowly dawns on you, oh, this is a metaphor. This actually is a really smart metaphor for special effects in movies, because it becomes pretty clear when you're watching this that when they say, yeah, people used to be amazed by dinosaurs, but now, heck, that's just like seeing an elephant these days. When you hear that, it really dawns on you, oh, this is in reference to when the first Jurassic Park movie came out, and we saw those dinosaurs for the first time, and we're like, oh my god. This is amazing. This is something that we have never ever seen before. This is stunning. And now these days, you know, I was watching this going, fake. That's fake. That raptor ain't really there. Of course it's not really there. It's a raptor. I mean, yeah, as audiences, we have become numb to all of this. I mean, yeah, you can show us a T-Rex, but who cares about that? Unless you have the Hulk punching that T-Rex on a spaceship circling the sun, who cares? We've seen it before. Also, you better make that in 3D, otherwise no one cares. So right off the bat, I gotta applaud the movie for that, because I heard that premise and I was like, that sounds stupid. And then when I went into it, I was like, oh, this is actually saying something about the film industry. I did not expect this film to be that smart, so way to go. However, after that, it's not that smart. And I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, I'm about to get into the negatives here. Bryce Dallas Howard plays the scientist who creates the Indominosaurus Rex, which is the new dinosaur that they built, and Chris Pratt plays the Raptor Wrangler, and he's got some government guy coming in. He's got the Kingpin coming in. He's coming in going, hey man, you train these raptors, we can get them to come into the military and do work for us, which, okay, I gave them credit and said that it was a lot smarter than I thought it was going to be for what they were talking about with the special effects and all that. This whole, hey, we're going to use dinosaurs for the military is just stupid. It's stupid. I'm sorry, brother. You cannot tell me that a raptor, they even try and justify it in here by saying like, oh yeah, raptors can do all these things that a drone can't. No, they can't. The drones have gotten beat on every level. I'm sorry, but they do. So Chris Pratt is all, this dinosaur's gonna wreck the park. And Bryce Dallas Howard is all, this dinosaur's gonna save the park. And they're constantly butting heads, but there's also kind of this underlying attraction there. They have a very Sam and Diane romance thing going on. I'll let everyone under 20 take a moment to Google that. Welcome back. But we always spend some of the time with him. The rest of the time, we're spending it all with Bryce Dallas Howard's nephews, whose parents sent them to this park so they could spend time with their aunt, except Bryce Dallas Howard's all like, well, I've kind of got this big important meeting to do right now, so I'm going to have my assistant take care of you, and they just go off in the park with the assistant, and the mom gets super angry about this, and she's all like, how dare you just pawn them off, they're supposed to be spending time with you? And the whole time I was just like, it's a dinosaur park. You're going to make your kids go to a dinosaur park and then spend it all in board meetings? What is wrong with you? And all of this is just super cliche. And it's not like cliche enough to be grown worthy, but it is cliche enough to be like, worthy. Like the kids with the troubled home, and the scientist who doesn't have time for her family because she's too busy at work, and the rugged outdoorsman who's like, I know better than you scientists about this, and the evil military guy. It's all stuff that you have seen before, alright? In fact, speaking of the whole troubled home thing, I couldn't stand those two kids. I won't lie to you, I could not stand those two kids. And part of it is because of the whole troubled home thing, because there is no no hint at all that these kids are coming from a troubled home. And then all of a sudden there's just one scene out of nowhere when they're surrounded by dinosaurs that the little kid just starts going, do you think Mom and Dad are getting a divorce? And I was like, where the heck did this come from? This was like a last minute thing that they put into the script in which they were like, wow, these kids have no depth to them. And I put a scene in here. And it's like, wow, man, that one scene really just made me roll my eyes because it was like, this is so cliche and no thought was put into this. And the older brother, oh my gosh. The younger brother is okay. He's a little kid. He acts like a little kid. That's fine. The older brother, oh my god. Whoever wrote this thing hated teenagers. Whoever was writing this clearly had a teenage son of their own. And no offense to my teenage viewers out there, but this was clearly like a parent who was fed up with their teenage kid, and they were just like, I'm gonna make this the biggest asshole in this entire script. Because this kid, I'm sorry for my language, but this kid is just a dick. An A-class dick. This kid is in a park surrounded by dinosaurs. He's supposed to be watching his kid brother, and all he's doing is he's just on his phone like, oh god, dinosaurs so lame, hashtag should be extinct by now. I can't believe my stupid parents made me go to this stupid park with these stupid dinosaurs. The only time in which he acts happy is when he's like hitting on girls. Except he's not even hitting on girls. His idea of hitting on girls is just like just staring at him from a distance. And to all my teenage viewers out there, that don't work. Just go up and talk to him. And I know why they were writing him like that. I don't think I'm spoiling anything here by saying that at the end of the movie he actually helps out his brother and is actually kind of a good guy. You know, we all saw that coming. But you know that's why they wrote him as a jerk in the beginning, because they were like, okay, if he goes to being a good guy at the end, then it'll make it a full character arc. He'll go from jerk to good guy. But here's the problem with that. This is how good he is at the end of the movie. This is how much of a dick he is leading up to that. It's not nearly enough of a change. It should have been like that. But like I said, I did really enjoy this movie, and that's because a lot of my problems came in that first half. But as soon as the dinosaur breaks out and starts going nuts in the park, this movie took a huge turn for the better. Now I will say I think they could have done a little bit more with the design of this new dinosaur, because I looked at it and I was like, that just looks like a regular dinosaur to me. Like, it has some cool abilities. Like, they gave it a couple of superpowers, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that you did that. I won't spoil any of them, but when it showed one of them off, everyone in that audience just gasped. It was really effective. But as far as the actual design of it goes, there are actual dinosaurs that look like that. They needed to spice them up a little bit more to make them look a little bit more interesting and a little bit more defined. Now, as this dinosaur is running wild, it is slowly making its way towards where all the people are in the park. So it's going like through the preserves, and it's like going past all the ranger stations, and it's going past where they keep all the dinosaurs, and it's just making its way slowly there. And as it goes, it's just leading a path of destruction, and it's just breaking one thing after another in its way. And as it does this, things just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And you could tell that the writers of this thing were challenging themselves to go, how bad can we make this? What is the worst case scenario in a dinosaur park? Let's find out what that is and figure out a way to make it happen. Like, you could tell that they just went, let's go for broke. And it was frightening. It really was. It was effective. Like, you're watching this, like, afraid for these people. In fact, like, at the beginning of the movie, they started off by showing a lot of kids, like, just being adorable, like adorable little kids, like hugging baby brontosauruses and just in like petting zoos, and the entire audience around me was just like, oh, that's so cute. And I have a weakness for children in movies. Like, anytime that something bad happens to a child in the movie, it affects me, it hits me hard. So every time I saw those kids like being adorable, I was just like, oh, you movie, I know what you're doing. Because I know that later when things go bad, it is going to like just destroy me. And that's exactly why you're showing all this. I know exactly what you're saying up. And indeed, that is all true. Holy cow. But yes, as it approaches that critical level of how bad can we make it, that comes back to your mind. Like, you are actually worried for these people that you saw earlier. They do a great job of saying that, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. It is kind of fun to be this freaked out by all the crazy things happening, because in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, those poor people. Oh God, it's all terrifying and horrible. But man, that looks cool. Like, the level of destruction in here, we've all seen it in trailers when the pterodactyls come out. That trailer cannot sum up for you what this experience is going to be like. Holy cow, that was like some biblical stuff when that unleashed. And I'm just gonna say, there are a lot of deaths in this. There are a lot of deaths, and a lot of deaths that made me go, how the hell did this get PG-13? These are some shockingly grotesque things. Well, not like Saw level stuff, but enough for you to go, oh wow, I was not expecting it to be like this. In fact, there is one death in which the dinosaurs just become a Looney Tunes cartoon, which is like a Ruth Goldberg machine of dinosaurs as it just tears apart one person. And part of me almost wanted to laugh because it was so crazy, but at the other time I was like, oh, that poor person. And the humans get way better in this second part too. Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt start playing off each other really well. I enjoy their chemistry during the second half of the movie. And the kids, you could have left the kids out of this entire movie and I would have been just fine with it. However, in the second part of the movie, they're okay. They're a lot better. But even the supporting characters really get a chance to shine in the second half of the movie, even the ones who don't have a lot to do. There is Irfan Khan in here. He plays the new owner of the park, and he gets some nice moments to shine. Of course, then again, I'm a huge Irfan Khan fan. You can put Irfan Khan in anything, and it gets an instant plus half a star from me. In fact, Marvel, if you're listening to me, I know you got Benedict Cumberbatch in there, but if he steps out for any reason, Irfan Khan for Doctor Strange. I'm just saying. And the actor in here who I really wish more people were talking about was Jake Johnson, aka Nick from The New Girl. He's in here and he's kind of playing the Jeff Goldblum character from the previous one, in which he's like, oh, all this is gonna go wrong. Except he's also still just kind of playing Nick from New Girl. Like Zoe Deschanel should have just come in at one scene.
These guys have done a pretty good job keeping that sealed.
But yeah, I really enjoyed him too. He was so much fun. He provided that little bit of humor in those moments when you were really needing a moment of humor. Now there's so much more that I want to talk about with this, but I can't really because it kind of gets into spoiler territory, so I am going to do a spoiler-filled discussion of this at a later date. But I will just say, there's two things that happen towards the end of this movie. Like, two big reveals that when it happened, everyone in my audience just was like, oh my gosh, including myself. And the second of those big reveals, it turns into something that is nothing but fan service. However, I'm a fan and I felt serviced. That sounded dirty. Don't take that out of context. So to sum up, yes, I had problems in the first half of this movie. However, the second half is so much fun. It was a blast. It still made this completely worth seeing. In fact, the second half was so fun, it actually made up for a lot of the problems in the first half, because a lot of my problems in the first half was that, okay, this is all just cliche. But when you watch the destruction and the chaos in the second half of this, you realize this isn't just a Jurassic Park film. This is an old school disaster movie. Like, I got that same feeling I got when I watched those old disaster films, and all those old disaster films were full of cliches. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is just fitting the style of the movie. I'm cool with that now. So yeah, I fully endorse this. This to me is the definition of a popcorn flick. This is one of those summer blockbusters that's like, okay, I'm gonna get my buddies together, we're gonna go and see this, get some popcorn, some drinks, we're just gonna have a good old time. That's what it is. It is one of those movies that when it's hot out and you just wanna see some fun on the screen, this is that movie. So, I fully recommend it. I have no rating system. I'm going to, let's see, I gave Avengers a B+++. I will just give this a regular old B+. I have the most complex rating system of anyone on YouTube, I think. So I thank you guys for tuning into this review, and before I go, I'm actually going to be changing up how I do reviews on here, because I've been getting a lot of requests of things that people want to see me review. Not just current movies, but older movies, TV shows, comic books, anything out there. So you know what I'm going to do? From now on, the review show is going to be called the Requested Review Show, and you guys can leave down in the comments of any of these shows anything that you want to see me review. It can be a movie, TV show, anything like that, video game, comic book, anything that I might have access to. Just leave that in the comments down below and I will try my best to do a review on it. So leave all those in the comments below. If you don't have anything that you want me to review, but you happen to have seen Jurassic World, let me know in the comments below how you felt about that. Also, you can make requests of me on Twitter and Tumblr. The location is right there, and it's also in the descriptions below. Also, hit that subscribe. I'm running out of space here, so I'm just gonna put the subscribe right there. And let's put a previous review right there. Oh wow, I did not think this spacing out. Okay guys, I will see you later. I'm just gonna try and make my way out of here. Yeah, okay, good, there we go. Got it.